Did you know that Peppa's world is much bigger than the little town we normally see?
Wow!
Well, today I'm going to show you how Peppa is part of a multiverse connected across 3 shows. Did you know that Peppa Pig and Ben and Holly were created by the same people? But here comes the detail that few people noticed. What if all these characters lived in the same universe? Peppa, Holly, and Ben, plus another mysterious show that we'll reveal only at the end, all living in the same world and nobody ever noticed. It all starts in the first episode of Ben and Holly. Peaceful scene. The royalty talking about the picnic they want to have, until you notice a picture on the wall. A little yellow house on a hill with a red roof. Wait, doesn't that house look familiar? That's right, it's identical to Peppa Pig's house. But think about it, it's the very first episode of the series, the one where everyone is getting to know the new world, the characters, the rules of the universe. Do you really think they put this Easter egg there by accident? These details are the kind of thing that drives any fan crazy. Because if it's true, we're not just talking about a cute cartoon. We're talking about an entire multiverse created by the same authors. A shared universe between talking pigs, fairies, and giant knights. Giant knights? I think I've given away too much already. Today, I'm going to prove to you that Peppa Pig, Ben and Holly, and even the mysterious show all live in the same universe. And if this theory is real, Peppa's little world is much, much bigger than we ever imagined. This is Zigzag. The shared multiverse theory didn't come out of nowhere. There are several details that point to this connection. And the best part? They are clues hidden right in front of us. The kind you only notice when you rewatch the episode and think, wait, could it be? Right at the opening of Ben and Holly, the elf Ben and Princess Holly introduce themselves alongside Gaston, a ladybug that barks. Yes, barks. It's the kind of thing that makes you think, okay, this really is a magical kingdom. But here's the curious part. This way of introducing themselves right at the beginning is the same as in Peppa Pig, when she and her family introduce themselves smiling at the camera. Imagine the scene, Ben saying, "Hi, I'm Ben," Holly flying beside him, and Gaston wagging his little tail like a dog. Now cut to Peppa saying, "Hello, I'm Peppa Pig." Coincidence? Or could it be that the pig family taught the residents of the Enchanted Kingdom how to behave in front of the cameras? From a simple cartoon opening, a clue is born that could change everything. The way both series start could be the first sign that Peppa and Holly live much closer to each other than we imagine. But wait, there's more! In the world of cartoons, each series has its own style. Some super realistic, others full of details. But Peppa Pig and Ben and Holly take a different path. Simple, cute, and very similar animation. So similar that it almost seems like they both live in the same story, just in different dimensions. The delicate lines, the way the characters speak, even the color tones, everything matches. And of course, the creators are practically the same. They could have changed the style but chose to keep it the same. Coincidence or clue? Imagine the scene. Peppa running down a hill, laughing, and not realizing that right there in the middle of the grass, the kingdom of fairies and elves is fully hidden. With Ben, Holly, and Gaston Bark living their adventures. They could coexist on the same map, just at different scales. The drawing style, the way of speaking, and even the colors show that maybe Peppa Pig and Ben and Holly aren't 2 separate worlds but parts of the same enchanted universe, seen from different angles. Would you like to see a special episode where Peppa meets Holly? Then type the hashtag Peppa in the comments to make it happen. In the universe of Ben and Holly, there is a character that everyone knows, the pirate Redbeard.
Ahoy, me hearties!
He appears in several episodes, always with his clumsy way and a treasure map in hand. He is friends with Holly and Ben, and always gets into trouble. But what few people noticed is that Redbeard also shows up in Peppa Pig. In the Peppa series, he appears in 2 very different moments. In the episode, Cleaning the River, he shows up all excited to search for the treasure they found at the bottom of the water. In the episode, Treasure at the Police Station, he appears briefly, looking terrified to go in. You can imagine the scene. Redbeard with that huge hat, messy beard, and the look of, I better not get involved in this. He is the same pirate in both worlds. Same walk, same voice, same clumsy vibe. If Redbeard appears both in the fairy kingdom and in the world of talking pigs, it only reinforces one thing. The boundaries between the two universes are much thinner than we thought. Continuing with the evidence that Peppa Pig and Ben and Holly share the same world, there is one episode that gives it all away. The one where Ben and Holly accompany the Tooth Fairy on her job, flying from house to house to collect the teeth that children leave under their pillows. Imagine the rush. The fairy flying all night, exchanging teeth for coins, while Ben and Holly try to help without getting in the way. After almost becoming spider dinner, they arrive at the room of a girl named Lucy, and that's where the detail comes that makes any fan scream. In Lucy's room, behind the toy chest, near a stuffed elephant, you can clearly see a Peppa doll. Yes, Peppa Pig! The same little look, the same red dress. An obvious crossover right there, in the middle of the fairy kingdom. After this, there is no doubt, Peppa's multiverse exists, and Marvel better watch out because the studio of A Little Pig and a Fairy has been playing with a shared universe for a long time. And it doesn't stop there. In one of the episodes, Peppa goes to the library and can choose any book. And guess which one she picks? One with a huge fairy on the cover. While she's choosing, you can see on the library wall a drawing of another fairy, very colorful, decorating the place. It's almost as if the fairy kingdom had left its mark there, as if Peppa had a little foot in this magical world and we never noticed. It's not just a pretty book, it's a clue. Peppa always shows herself fascinated by fairies, magic, and enchanted kingdoms, and seems to make a point of keeping in touch with them, even without realizing it. But wait, because these references don't only appear in light and cute moments. Even a simple trip to the hospital can hide another connection between the two worlds. Don't believe it? Then stay with me, because now things start to get serious. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel before you disappear into the multiverse. In the episode where Peppa hurts her knee, she gets a bandage and the teacher quickly tells the class that Pedro Pony is hospitalized. Of course, the whole class goes to visit him at the hospital, and that's where another hidden clue in the scenery appears. As soon as they arrive at the children's ward of the hospital, there it is, a painting on the wall showing, in all its colors and details, the fairy and elf kingdom, mountains, a castle, and even the cloud style exactly like in Ben and Holly. A giant Easter egg right in everyone's face. This kind of detail isn't just decoration. It's proof that the creators are stitching the two worlds together all the time, leaving little messages for those who pay attention. But hold on, because if even a simple painting in the hospital reveals Peppa's multiverse, imagine what happens when we bring the big knights into this conversation. The big plot twist comes now, and it completely changes the way you see these three series. After all of this, you can see that Peppa's universe is much more complex than it seems, right? After all, it's not just about little pigs and muddy puddles. There's Santa Claus, fairies, elves, and even humans scattered around. If in Holly's world there are ordinary people, and in Peppa there are magical beings, like Madame Gazelle who is a vampire, maybe at some point they all live together. And that's where the big knights comes in, the starting point of this entire mythology. In that show, humans are still the majority, but magic and technology coexist side by side. Giant knights, magical potions, and scientific inventions all functioning in the same place. It's like the ancient past of Peppa's universe. Imagine a medieval kingdom where knights fight with swords, wizards cast spells, and in the middle of it all, a mad scientist tinkers with a nuclear power plant. The perfect mix between fantasy and a disaster waiting to happen. And what if that's exactly where everything went wrong? What if that scientist's experiment exploded and transformed the world of big knights into something completely new, where humans became talking animals and the magical kingdom shrank until it fit in a garden? Maybe Peppa's universe is the result of that chaos.